Here's a map of Section 2. We start off in Santa Cruz, go over to Mission San Juan Bautista, inland. Then we go back to the coast, which is Monterey and Carmel. Then down to a small mission of Soledad, and then to the most remote mission, Mission San Antonio, before finishing the segment in San Miguel, a small town north of Paso Robles. Section 2 starts at the Santa Cruz mission, and we got into our routine of having coffee every morning. Santa Cruz, the classic beach town. This is near Rio Del Mar State Beach, and I actually ran into a dead-end road here and came back, and then had to climb a pretty good hill. That's always where I would pull away from Kurt on his non-electric bike. So I always was navigating, so I led the way. You know, on my handlebars I had my phone to do navigation. It also tracked the mileage, and then I had a GoPro recording most days. We got into agricultural lands after being out of Santa Cruz a while. I got a good tailwind, and then we came across this guy who's cutting a tree way up there. That was a really high ladder, extended all the way. There. We got to the mission quick and then went over to Stormy and Dave's, where Grace and I house sat a number of years ago. It was a quick visit to the Hensleys, and then we were back to San Juan Bautista. Here's some pictures from that. When we left San Juan Bautista, we were in a rather country setting with these horses, and not much else happened that day until I got to Carmel, and I noticed the visual display from my electric bike was gone. Without that, I could not ride the bike or have the electrical assist, so then I just have a really heavy bike. I knew I'd lost it in like a 2-mile period, so I walked back and forth on that looking for this little controller that's about the size of an iPod. I couldn't find it, so I had to order it. It wouldn't be there till the next day in Greenfield. Losing that controller really knocked me out, so I was glad to have a rest day. We ended up going on a 17-mile drive near Monterey, and it was a nice day off. We spent that night in Soledad and then went on to Greenfield to pick up my controller that was supposed to be there before noon. Well, it didn't get there for a while, so we had some time to kill in this little town of Greenfield. And Kurt had been talking about getting his hair cut, so this is where he got his haircut finally. Check out these pics. We waited at the Dollar General until 3 o'clock when the package arrived. There he is, working hard up the hill. That was the Kurt Master.
Hey, suffering, I love it.
Mission San Antonio is very beautiful and one of the oldest missions that Father Sarah had created. The mission is surrounded by Fort Hunter Liggett Army Base, and so it makes it a really remote and unusual place. I really like riding through the hills of the California Oaks, though. It's a very beautiful country this time of year. It was not too hot either. Enjoy the ride. We got to old Mission San Miguel, and then we went to a really remote Airbnb cabin that this guy had made that was really interesting. The only problem was Jeff didn't have a bed, so he slept on this couch. And I don't know how he does it, but he did it. Coffee in the morning was good. We had difficulty on this section of the CMT because I lost my controller, and then we're also getting tired from the pace we'd set. So we only went 136 miles of the 221 miles of this section.